from Denver. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a carry for the former first-round pick of the Chargers. It's Melvin Gordon. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Gordon. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Locke going to hand it off here to Gordon. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They snap it to Herbert. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Justin Herbert looking comfortable here in season number 2. He looked comfortable in season number 1 for that matter. But what's the game plan for defending and trying to limit him?
Oh, you've asked a really difficult question there because you're right. Year 1, he looked like a 5-7-year veteran, and he's only going to continue to get better. But with a guy who throws such a pretty ball and has such a great arm, throwing the long ball has got to be a blast for him. He wants to push the ball downfield. Doesn't mean he can't make all the other throws, but I want to take those away first and make him beat me by being accurate and dinking and dunking all the way downfield.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw here, Herbert. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Block now to throw. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This will be caught. Judy. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. And he slings one that's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
2nd and 10. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Locke. And it's caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Tim Patrick with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now. On first down, it's Gordon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards. I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10". Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall. That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them. They'll roll him out right. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception. Now a throw here to his running back, and they'll bring him down right around the 13. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it a second down. Here's Herbert. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. 1st and 10 at the 19. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Herbert now. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Now it's Herbert. That'll be complete to Cook. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Monte Nicholson picks it. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Here's Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And the Broncos are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in this 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a 2nd one.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They look to throw. It's Locke. Out quickly to Judy. And he He's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A final shot before half for Locke. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers and quickly.
Locke's throw into the hands of Fan. Touchdown! Noah Fant, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good, and that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what did the...
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. Herbert operating from the red zone. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a big play there for the Broncos. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Fakes the give to Gordon. Now here's Locke to throw. They'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Locke throws another one. It's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert flush to his right. Herbert has it knocked free. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple, and that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Locke to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the gun, it's Locke. Dancing to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
This is Harris. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do it.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 2nd and 4. It's Eckler again. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Gostkowski with the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. That's caught left side by Judy. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Locke's throw there, complete to Hamler. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. They find some open field here. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Melvin Gordon, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Broncos will add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
From the 30 on second down, Herbert. Buying time to his left. He'll fire this one deep for Eckler. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On 2nd and 10, Herbert. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. The Chargers on third down, not good, 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Again, Herbert. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Flushed out right. That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Shotgun snap to Locke. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 48, and the return across midfield into the 46-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
They have still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Herbert throwing again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. He's going to go up top again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
2nd and 8. They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Michael Davis. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the pick 6 we just saw makes things a little possession game as they control their destiny in this 4th quarter. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 135 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. handoff. This is Gordon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. He's coming. Double up.
Now Gordon. Space to run past the 20.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll run on 1st down. Gordon. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception, and we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one.